Hi friends, my name is Borrodante, and welcome back to the Outlandish Curiosity. So yeah, hi guys! Hope you haven't missed this series all too much, and also new videos for like a week I think. Apparently this winter is really getting to me. I may be a lot more of a weather person than I thought of myself before. But mostly that's probably because I have a thing to do every day that I love doing, and when the time comes when I can't keep up, it actually matters. So there's that. Now, finally for the Outlandish Curiosity. The series is back, and there's a lot of new fronts on the channel, so I guess we should reintroduce the story and explain what the hell is going on at all. And also finish the 6 pages that we didn't finish in the previous episode of this. I've already finished all the 6 pages to start clean in the next episode with a new page, but I recorded about the last half of the process without any commentary, and I'll probably be talking on top of that footage. That will be a nice way to edit things together, right? So yeah, switching to my invisible self talking on top of the time-lapse footage. Okay, so what is Outlandish Curiosity? It's a book, which is in development by the writer Kevin Folk. And so Kevin and I are working together to illustrate the whole thing. And it developed quite a lot during this process. Initially, the book was supposed to be noticeably smaller, with illustrations being mostly like concept art of different kinds of creatures that Gilbert, the main character, the one with the red beard, discovers on the island during his journey. That's why the first episodes of Outlandish Curiosity had a lot of drawings of all the creatures of the island, the concepts of which of course will be used in the story, but now the illustrations grew into a much bigger scale, same as the text part of the story itself. Initially, the book was more like an encyclopedia about a fantasy island, describing all kinds of wonders in more of an encyclopedic way. Right now, the story still describes all the creatures and plants, but it's all wrapped into an actual journey, actual adventure of Gilbert Rufflestump going through the island. And that's why all the illustrations grew into big, full-page paintings with complex background and a bunch of characters in them. So now it's like a big thing, which is a lot more of work, but also a lot more interesting for this channel to witness. So let's maybe go through the first few pages that we already finished to recap on the story up until these 6 pages that you're looking at right now. So here are the first 2 pages. Welcome again, my dearest strangers and acquaintances, to another one of my journeys. Yeah, forgot to mention, this is actually the 2nd volume of the book. The first volume Kevin was working on with a different artist, and it still has that encyclopedia kind of format, which we will work on after we're done with this 2nd volume. So yeah, Gilbert arrived to this island on his boat, and he is looking at this huge totem that is standing over this beach that has weird little green grass bush things spread all over it. What does that mean? Who built the totem? What does it represent? What kind of weird little bushes are those? Pages 3 and 4. Gilbert got off his boat and came closer to the bushes. And now it's clear that these weird bushes are actually crabs that grow grass on their back, because this is the way they feed themselves, using the photosynthesis, converting sunlight into an energy. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff we're gonna be dealing with here. Next page. Gilbert moved on and stumbled upon an interesting view in the jungles. This page is kind of like a riddle. You have to find the difference between a real beautiful flower and a fraud. And so as we're looking at this view, it's getting dark. And also, Gilbert notices that there was an ambush. It's really hard to notice the ambush approaching in this picture, and that was made on purpose. And so from this point we're moving on with the 6 pages we're working on right now. I mean, we kind of missed everything while we were looking at the previous pages, so let's just continue the same way with the final results. So here we can see Gilbert in the jungles being captured by Trappist people. This is the tribe that lives here. This is who built the totem. And so they're all wearing creepy skull masks and asking him politely to go with them. And so he does. On the right page we see how they are going towards a huge bonfire where the rest of the tribe is gathered. Looks quite ominous, don't you think? Next page. 3 main people of Trebus, who are called Ulsok, are telling Gilbert the whole story of how the men that look like Gilbert arrived to their island and ruined their ecosystem and destroyed their trees and, you know, the way big civilization usually goes around things. So, yeah, and they told that Gilbert acted very differently. He really appreciated the nature, happily looking at the jungle until it got dark, and so they really were happy with the way Gilbert was doing, and that's why they decided to give him a gift. On the right page we see how one of the Trebus is giving Gilbert his own skull mask, and Gilbert is very happy and relieved. Next page. It's morning, Gilbert is saying goodbye to the Trebus, and they're all showing mutual respect by kneeling like this. It's a Trebus thing. And on the right page we see Gilbert happily wearing his new gift, a skull mask or a bone facade, as it's called in the story. So yeah, this was the first page where we actually got to take a close look at Gilbert's face, so that was fun to work on this. And so Gilbert moves on with his journey. Now, we'll probably rewind the whole process that was in the background real quick and fast forward through it right now, just in case you wanted to actually look at the process. I did not plan this very well, did I? So one big change that you may have noticed if you were following the Outlandish Curiosity episodes before is the exposure, which is a new thing that I'm really happy with at the moment. I increased the exposure, the contrast of values a lot on all these 6 pages, and I think it really improved the beauty and realistic look of everything. Like you actually kind of like see it more clearly now. So that turned out pretty awesome. And also I merged everything in one layer and worked in kind of a traditional mode. Well, you know, all the things that I changed in my approach recently. I really hope the final book won't look like 10 different people were painting it. So yeah, it was a lot more fun to work like this, even though I made a horrible mistake of merging the paintings with the sketch in the first 2 pages where they're going to the bonfire. But aside from that, it was pretty good. And of course, avoiding silhouettes is still a huge thing, so I was happy to switch to that kind of stuff. And also, I mostly worked here with Tetsuo brush, the triangular one with a lot of bristly effect in it. So even when I keep details kinda low and there's a lot of big strokes somewhere in the painting, it still looks really cool and kinda like a final product. No gross digital big strokes, you know? So, took care of that, and I really think it worked out awesomely everywhere. Oh, and one more thing. Yes, Gilbert's skin is supposed to be red. I was surprised how many people thought that I actually messed up colors like that. I mean, I am very talented at messing things up, but, you know. Yeah, Gilbert is not human. Like, the whole world with this island is not exactly planet Earth. So, yeah, Gilbert is also full of surprises. So yeah, I'm really happy to get back to this series and finally get to finish the whole story with Kevin and you guys. So wait for the next episode in 2 days, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I guess this is about it. Let's wrap this up and back to you, my past self. Right, so I guess this is it. I have no idea what my future self told you before this, but I'm doing an outro now. It's been like over a week since I did the last episode. I'm like, forgot everything. Anyway, I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend. Travel to an island full of unknown tribes without telling anybody where you're going. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! And here we can see a polite Englishman going towards a fire with aggressive looking tribe, because it would be really impolite for a gentleman to say no.